Okay, the 2020s are the best time for Spider-Man. If you don't believe me, then let me just remind you that Spider-Man No Way Home didn't release all that long ago. You know, because it didn't release that long ago. It released in December of 2021, and I still remember that movie. It's better than any movie I've ever watched. Well, I think. Unless I'm just being biased because it's Spider-Man. Oh yeah, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 is also releasing not that long, so you know, just to let you know that 2020s are actually better for Spider-Man than any other decade. Oh yeah, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse released, and that's my topic. I'm going to review it because I don't know what I should do. Also, maybe a bit late because the movie released like last week, and so yeah, this is a bit late, very late. And also, right. Also, just to let you know, this is a review on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, not Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so I recommend you don't watch this video until you've seen the movie. Unless you don't care about spoilers, which, no one, in fact, likes watching spoilers before watching the movie. At least I hope not. Anyway. So subscribe and watch the video later if you want to see if you don't want to be spoiled on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. But you probably clicked on this video if you have seen the film anyway, or actually like my videos, you know. So subscribe, or Spooderman will come get you. And if you don't know who Spooderman is, then I'll probably explain some other time. So yeah, just to begin with, this is the best movie of 2023. It's better than any movie I've ever seen of 2023. It's the best animated movie I've ever seen. The best superhero movie of 2023. Best movie of 2023. Second best movie I've ever watched. Second best. You wanna know what's number one? You might all hate me, but it's Spider-Man No Way Home, because it can you blame me? I really like live-action Spider-Man movies, but come on, I really like this movie too. So, you know, it's also my second favorite superhero movie, second favorite movie overall. So, just to say that. It's still my second favorite Spider-Man movie as well, but I think that's clear because I said how much I like this film. Now I'm going to talk about the plot, so yeah, you might want to get away now if you're still watching, if you know, because like there's spoilers. So yeah, to begin with, the ending was so unsatisfying because I actually thought that the film would have had a satisfying ending, but still be like a bit similar to a cliffhanger, but still have a nice enough ending, so like I wouldn't be unsatisfied. And plus it's an animated movie and parents are going to take their kids to see a movie that isn't going to have a terrible ending. Well, joke's on everyone who thought it was going to have a nice ending, because it has a very unsatisfying ending, and now I'm forced to wait a full year to get a conclusion. At least I saw Spider-Ham. He was the best part. No, I'm joking. Seriously, there are better parts. So yeah, the fact that Miles is, you know, in the wrong universe and is going to disintegrate soon, unless he still has his day pass. Like, I didn't see him take it off, but he was glitching. So, did they just forget that Miles got a day pass in the Spider Society, or? I can't remember if it was taken off or not, but still. By the way, if you haven't seen the movie yet and you're still listening to me talk about the film, the final warning, because I've already spoiled a bit. So yeah. But Spider-Man 2099 was cool. I like his costume, and he was acting like a jerk, but I think he's not really evil. I mean, like, he's hunting down a poor 15-year-old kid who just doesn't want his parents to die because he doesn't want to be like Batman. And he doesn't want anyone to be hurt because of him, even though the whole part of Spider-Man is where, like, great power comes great responsibility. And I don't know who's acting irresponsible here, Spider-Man 2099 or Miles. But then yet again, if I was Miles, I would be pretty unhappy as well. So in that case, I don't know who to side with. But here's another thing. I still think he's cool. Like, Spider-Man 2099 is, like, one of my favorites. Well, I haven't read any Spider-Man 2099 comics. I have read a few Spider-Man comics, though. Because, you know, because I'm still a Spider-Man fan. I know what happens in the comics because I'm a Spider-Man fan. And I just loved all the references. If you're just a casual fan and don't understand some of those things, then you need to get a friend who really loves Spider-Man and knows that literally everything that's just happened and will tell you everything. And then hopefully you'll become a big Spider-Man fan too. So yeah. And I just loved all the cameos. One of my, I just really liked Lego Spider-Man. I really, really liked Lego Spider-Man. It was like one of my favorites. I was like so shocked when I saw Lego Spider-Man. And earlier that day, before I went to go see the movie, I was thinking, why is there no Lego Spider-Man movie? Batman got a movie in Lego, and Batman is meant to be a super serious, super grumpy, super, you know, not so friendly superhero. So why does he have a Lego movie, and Spider-Man has no movie with Lego? Well, I was shocked. I'm serious about this. I'm not making this up. I was talking about a Lego Spider-Man movie. That was also on a movie I really wanted to be coming out before, you know. I just want to see a Lego Spider-Man movie. Sony, if you're watching this, please buy the rights to make a Lego movie and make a Lego Spider-Man movie. Or even Disney, and then force Sony to allow them to make a Spider-Man movie in Lego, so then we can have the Avengers. I just like it when Spider-Man teams up with other superheroes. But okay, I'm getting off topic. But my favorite was Spectacular Spider-Man. He was in that film, and I feel bad because Captain Stacy, the police chief, that is the parent of Spider-Man's love interest in the show, you know, Gwen Stacy, who may or may not be dead in the universe or not, now that I know that Captain Stacy's dead in the universe. But I just really love seeing him also there in the Spider Society. I'm calling them the Spider Society. I can't remember if they called it that. But I think Spectacular Spider-Man is probably one of the best versions of the character of Spider-Man, because Tobey Maguire's too serious, and Andrew Garfield, I don't know, maybe there's nothing really wrong with Andrew, I just don't get it. And a lot of people complain about Tom, and granted Andrew as well, so I don't get that. Even though that there's nothing wrong with Tom and Andrew, so why do haters talk about them? Is it because, like, I don't know, the fact that there's something with Toby? I don't know. That's a conspiracy theory. Also, yeah, this is gonna be something that Spider-Man fans are gonna hate me for. I think Tobey Maguire's overrated. Yeah, no Spider-Man fan will ever want to talk to me again. So yeah. Also, PS4 Spider-Man was in the film, and one of my favorites was the Prowler from live action. I mean, like, I forget the actor's name from Spider-Man Homecoming who played Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle. And, but he's in the film, and he's wearing the Prowler costume. I don't know if he's from Tom Holland's universe, like the MCU, but I think if he is, then the best option would probably have to be that, his memory was wiped, because I think all criminals' memories will have to be wiped in order for, you know, Spider-Man 2099 to keep them, you know, from remembering about any of this. And probably that's probably like the best option he's got. But then, so then, you know, just in case, like, if Prowler does show up as a villain for one of the future Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, he probably, well, it'll probably be confusing to explain. Like, what if Prowler just says this when he's fighting Spider-Man? You know, I've seen a bunch of alternate universe variations of you who were animated, and I seen this kid who looked like my nephew, only animated. Oh yeah, and he's probably in your universe somewhere. Probably doesn't have the powers yet. Okay, that sounds dumb. You know, I'm gonna just say that's not gonna happen. So it's either just a variation that looks like him, or just they're gonna completely make him forget about this entire event. So yeah. But onto the plot, that is my main thing I want to talk about. I liked how they started the film with Spider-Gwen, and then it just became so tragic. I mean, like, I feel so bad for Peter Parker. Like, why? I don't like it. I don't like it how Gwen Stacy has to die because Spider-Man can't save her, and then, yet again, in the Spider-Gwen universe, Peter Parker has to die for some reason. I mean, like, are those two not meant to be? It's just like, it's so annoying. Oh yeah. Well, at least Peter has MJ. Oh wait. Oh no. I totally forgot about current Spider-Man comics that are so bad. Well, who knows? I mean, like, the newest issue came out and, oh no, Spider-Man's working with Norman Osborn. MJ hates him and has kids with some other person. And Miss Marvel's going to die in the next issue. That's probably out by now, I think. It is out by now, and Miss Marvel is dead. They tried tricking us by thinking it was MJ who's gonna die. I think. I don't know, I watched a YouTube video before making this video about the new Spider-Man comic. So yeah. But yeah, it was pretty tragic how Gwen's father was like just the worst parent in the world for like 1 minute, and like I don't even know what happened, like, about what happened after. Like, was Gwen, like, just, gone? Like, did she ever return to her universe? I mean, like, I think that she's been there for, like, some amount of days. Also, I was thinking that all the spider people would have to, like, live in the same universe, but then I was realizing once I heard the name, like, the name of the day pass, like, I heard the day pass for Miles and Peter's child, Peter B. Parker, by the way. I was then like, oh, so they can go back to their universes whenever they want, or if, you know. So I was also kind of thinking of like how any of this stuff is okay, but still. I do feel a bit of sympathy for Gwen, plus she kind of just broke Miles' heart there. She was like, she claimed she was there to see Miles, but then in all reality, she was there to catch the spot. I'm agreeing with Miles right now. He has a right to be mad. I mean, like, I wish I was like Miles, he's cool. And he's also like got the Venom shock, which is something like, I may have given a stupid name, but here's the thing. I'm siding with Miles, and plus, the one thing I really don't like, sorry. The one thing I don't get is how comes Peter Parker doesn't get the Venom Blast, but Miles does? I mean, like, I don't care about turning invisible, even though it's really handy that you can turn invisible, like Miles, but for real, Peter Parker is, like, he's like my favorite version of Spider-Man. Well, I'm just being biased because Peter Parker's like the main Spider-Man, but Miles Morales is still Spider-Man. And anyone who says that Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man should doesn't deserve to be subscribed or be a Spider-Man fan in general. Sorry if I offended you if you don't think Miles deserves to be Spider-Man, but still, Miles is cool. So yeah, Peter B. Parker was cool. I mean, like, I wish we got to see a bit more of him. I actually thought he was gonna play a bigger role, but he didn't. That's such a shame. And I'm just really annoyed because, come on, he's awesome. But also the new characters like Spider-Punk, I just like him, and also the other Spider-Man from India, or a version of India and New York mixed, I think. And plus, once I saw, like, I was like watching the film and I was thinking, wait, is this kind of reenacting the death of Gwen Stacy? Or, because I kind of thought that bridge was sort of like the Brooklyn Bridge, where Gwen dies in the comics on the Brooklyn Bridge. It's all Spider-Man's fault. He just had to just, he wasn't thinking straight, okay? I changed my mind, it's Green Goblin's fault. But turns out it was the police officer who was meant to die, and now I know of a canon event. Here's another thing that confuses me. If it's canon to the MCU's multiverse, like we know, because Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire make cameos, I should have stated that before. So does that mean that what does this mean? Because we learned from Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that there's that characters of different universes for too long could create an incursion. But meanwhile, Spider-Man 2099 has a bunch of different Spider-Man from multiple universes, including the 60s show Spider-Man, who I really liked. He was funny. He was funny for that one time he showed up. And Spider-Man Unlimited was in the background, so he was cool, but I don't care. I preferred Spectacular Spider-Man. But still. And I was kind of thinking, like, also about the canon events. Also, does this sort of be a bit similar to the TVA? Because, you know, the time variant authority from Loki, where we learn that if you change something that's not meant to happen, then, you know, you get arrested by the TVA. Meanwhile, in Across the Spider-Verse, it's a canon event, and it's just very confusing. Plus, there's no incursions, so I don't get it. I also don't know whether to believe if the MCU is Earth 616 or Earth 6... no, not... I don't know whether to believe if the MCU is Earth 616 or Earth 199, how many nines there are. Because, I don't know, I think I want to believe Across the Spider-Verse, only because it's a Spider-Man movie and I don't like Doctor Strange. Well, I do like Doctor Strange, but he's not, like, top 10 Marvel characters of all time. But Spider-Man is. He is. And so is Iron Man, and so is Deadpool, and so is Captain America, and so is Wolverine, and so is... Okay, I better stop. Okay, I'm getting off topic. And the Spot was so cool. I mean, like, he's a better villain than Kingpin, not gonna lie, because he just has a tragic backstory. I mean, like, he can't get a job anywhere because he looks like how he does. He's just completely white with black spots all over him. He's like a cow or a Dalmatian, like Miles puts it. And he just doesn't want to be called Villain of the Week. He wants to be Spider-Man's greatest enemy. Meanwhile, he's being called Villain of the Week. And he's more of a threat to the multiverse than Kang the Conqueror. He should be the villain of Avengers Secret Wars, not Kang, or Doctor Doom, or anyone. He's the true villain to the multiverse. And why is Spider-Man forced to deal with him? Plus, he's gonna be the reason Miles' dad is going to bite the dust in the next movie. Unless he survives somehow, because, I don't know, maybe Miles' dad's death isn't going to be a canon event. Meanwhile, in the PS4 game, I wouldn't be too sure about that. Yeah, oh well. I mean, like, I'm still siding with Miles. He has a right to try and prevent this from happening. So maybe they should just, I don't know, try and figure out a way to undo a canon event. Plus, like, I don't know, if they're lucky, they could, you know, prevent the universe from being destroyed because of this. So yeah. So does this mean that Peter Parker's not allowed to is not allowed to you know, be happy with Gwen Stacy, because that's probably a canon event. It's probably not a canon event, but who knows? But still. So, you know, just saying. But anyway. So yeah. I did like all the alternate universes, well, out of the ones we got. I mean, like, we got quick glimpses of the Venomverse, and we got to see scenes replayed from, you know, Toby and Andrew's films. I don't know why they didn't include a scene from Tom's film. Maybe they just didn't be allowed because, I don't know, Disney is the one in charge of that, so I guess they didn't want to try and make Disney angry from using Tom Holland, even though Spider-Man is a character Sony is allowed to use. Also, you know, I might as well just make a video on the Sonyverse at one point, maybe talking about the Spider-Man of that universe. But still. Also, I was kind of disappointed that there was no post-credit scene, but I kind of suppose it's how it is, because you know, we already got cliffhanger, but Infinity War had a post-credit scene and we still had a cliffhanger, but that was mainly just to just tease Captain Marvel, and because, you know, no one cares about Captain Marvel. Okay, people do care about Captain Marvel, it's just that, I don't know, it's just that she's not popular. Same as Doctor Strange, she's not a top 10 Marvel movie character, or Marvel character in general, okay? Like, I can name a bunch of characters who haven't got a movie that are better than Captain Marvel. Like, Nova, and, I'm trying to think of characters who haven't appeared in a Marvel movie yet. I'll come back to you on that. So, yeah. Also, Ben Reilly was good. I don't care if he was goofy. I mean, like, I don't even get if he's meant to be tragic anyway. Well, I get he might be tragic since, you know, he's like a person who's not actually, was never meant to be. But also, in a way, I don't know.
Bad one. People could.
So yeah, Spider-Man. I'm trying to think of more to say. Yeah, I should have thought this through. Well, yeah. Anyway, I was thinking at the end there would have been a post-credit scene with Toby, Andrew, and Tom coming out of a portal to help the help the other Spider-Man fight the Spot or whatever problem there would be. But then I realized that that's probably the best idea, and I don't think they'll be in Beyond the Spider-Verse, because they're gonna be live action, because we've seen scenes show them as live action in the film. There's like, we already know because there's because we've seen from what we've seen of them, and even in live action, they had a cameo from someone from the Venomverse. I call it the Venomverse. It might be the Sonyverse. Venomverse, Sonyverse, who cares? But still, it would probably not be okay. Like, I get they did manage to include the Prowler from an alternate universe, maybe the MCU, in like live action, but there's also the fact that Toby, Andrew, and Tom are also going to be live action, and if they're going to be main characters in the film, then not just cameos, then it might be a bit hard, because, you know, it would be hard to pull off since everyone else is going to be animated and hard for them to interact. But who knows, if Sony does this Beyond the Spider-Verse will probably be the best Spider-Man movie of all time. However, I think if they were going to include them, then they should have been animated. But who knows? I mean, like, I was also kind of thinking that it wasn't a really nice idea, or a good idea at that matter, to have these have it be in the same multiverse as the MCU or any of the live action universes, because I was thinking that it might not be the best idea, because, you know, like, they'll have their own rules and ideas, and they might not even make sense, especially since the whole new Marvel multiverse saga is based on the multiverse. But who knows, I'll probably think that it'll be good. But the ending where Miles Morales is in a universe where he's the Prowler, that'll be so cool. I kind of thinking, does this mean that we might see a version of Peter Parker from that universe Miles is in, where he could be, well, he could be killed by the Prowler and, you know, himself, or just glitch out. And plus, like, I don't even think they know where to find him. I don't even think any of the Spider-Men know where to find him. So this is probably going to be the biggest problem for Miles, because he, well, I mean, like, if Peter B. Parker and the other Spider-Man could survive that, like, quite a while in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse without glitching out, then Miles probably doesn't have a problem. It's just that he's probably not used to it. I also kind of like Miles' new costume. Don't judge me. I don't know what I prefer, the Into the Spider-Verse costume or the Across the Spider-Verse costume. Because Across the Spider-Verse's costume just looks cool, and there's something about me that kind of likes it. But then at the same time, I kind of really like how detailed the Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse costume is. It's just so nice looking. Anyway, it's hard for me to say, but anyway, I still really like this movie. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. Actually, you know what? It's a gazillion out of 10 movie. It's better than any movie I have seen. It's actually better than a majority of Marvel's Phase 4. So yeah. And I hope Beyond the Spider-Verse is just as good. I mean, like, I'll be okay if Beyond the Spider-Verse isn't as good as Across the Spider-Verse, but I still really think that, well, Across the Spider-Verse is a great movie, and if Beyond the Spider-Verse does things well, then I can't wait. It's actually a better cliffhanger than Avengers Endgame, because I kinda, you know, because we kinda knew that. Okay, we kinda got a lot of spoilers for Avengers Endgame. I blame it on Mark Ruffalo, because I think he said in an interview before Avengers Infinity War came out, by the way, Mark Ruffalo plays the Hulk in the MCU, that, well, that everyone dies, and then says not everyone, and then, you know, kind of blows it. But we didn't get anything, any spoilers really, other than just leaks that there was going to be alternate versions of Spider-Man and everyone was theorizing. And that's kind of true, but that didn't spoil the whole plot. And plus, I was so shocked because I wasn't sure if anyone was gonna die in this film, like a major character. But then I know that someone is probably gonna have to die in Beyond the Spider-Verse. But then, you know, I think Miles' dad is the most likeliest person to die due to the canon events things, or probably even Spider-Man 2099 or Peter B. Parker. But then yet again, Peter B. Parker as a child, and who's gonna take the child back to his universe and tell MJ? Meanwhile, Spider-Man 2099 dies, he'll be less of a jerk than he was in this film. But yeah, I still really like it, and I can't believe I have to wait a full year to get a conclusion. So yeah, I think that's it for the video. This movie isn't perfect in my opinion, but it is still great. I mean, like, my favorite stuff that happened was probably the cameos, especially Spectacular Spider-Man and Lego Spider-Man. And now I kind of have hope that there might be a Lego Spider-Man movie, but we'll just have to see, because Universal owns the rights to Lego movies. But yeah, so yeah, I haven't uploaded a video in a very long time. Come to think of it, the Flash movie's almost out, and I uploaded a DC video. Actually, come to think of it, was that recent? I can't remember what my last video was. I think that was it. But yeah, I do remember not making that much videos for a while, but I'm gonna try and make some more, or a lot more. So basically Marvel and DC, and that's it. I don't really have any other ideas for any other content other than that. But yeah, that's kind of it for the video. I hope you all liked it, and I will make more Marvel and DC videos later. So yeah, let me know what you thought of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in the comments below, if I can remember to read the comments. And I'll see you all in the next video, and make sure to subscribe. And if you do, then you'll become Spider-Man. Probably not. That's the most unlikeliest thing to happen ever, along with every other superhero except for Batman. You can become Batman in real life, I think, because you know, you don't need powers, but you need to be really smart. So see you all in the next video.